If you have been clicking this shiny green button to analyze your games, be careful. In this video, we'll show you 2 games and how ridiculous the AI coach suggestions can be. Then I will tell you how you can get a quick analysis of your own games without risking of learning something completely wrong. There we go, first game. This is the game of one of my students, and here is the game review. We have the graph, and this is probably the most useful part of the game review because what tells you is at any moment where the evaluation bar was, and so you can quickly understand that in these games there are 5 critical moments if we consider both sides. So here white lost lots of advantage, here black gave back white lots of advantage, and here there is a bim, boom, bam, roller coaster, and then we have flat line. So there are 5 moments, and we will try to go through them to understand what our AI coach, David, is suggesting and what I think about it. First moment, there we go. Knight f3. This move is a mistake. The game was close to equal, but now black has the advantage. Thank you so much for this explanation. No, the right explanation is that this move is good in general, developing a piece, but there is a pawn hanging. Nothing more, nothing less. That's why black took this pawn. A few moves later, we have another very interesting moment. f5 is a mistake. This misses a better way to defend a knight that was under attack. Okay, this is not too bad. This is not too bad. I would rather say defending with the f-pawn is very dangerous because, for example, now will be very hard to castle. Look at the king. If the king is castling, it would be on the same diagonal as the queen. So right now it's not legal, and in general, even if you do, your king is weaker. Also, by pushing the f-pawn, you weaken also this other diagonal. Now there is no way for white to exploit it, but that's a mistake. Of course, the move d5 would have been way better. You take full control over the center, protecting the knight, plus winning a tempo, because with the pawn you're attacking the queen. The queen has to move. Amazing. Okay, let's move on. Let's jump over here because now there is a big roller coaster of emotion. And I want you to focus on this position from the black perspective. This was a game of my student with the black pieces. And while we were analyzing, I was shortly looking at what the coach was suggesting, and I was like, oh my cheese macaroni, I have to make a video about it. So let's zoom shortly in this position. This position is +1 for black. We have an extra pawn, the pawn that we won a few moves ago. Now the knight is attacking this queen. So the queen has to move away. What about the development? Both players haven't completed their development yet. Black still needs to bring out the bishop to castle. There is still lots to do. Okay, but the queen has to be moved. And now the queen went to c7. And David says this misses a better way to move a queen to safety. All right, but look at the evaluation bar. It went from -1 to -4. This is not that there was a better square to bring the queen to safety, because c7 is also not losing the queen immediately. I will explain why queen c7 is actually a mistake, but let's first see what's happening in the next move. Knight c6 is a miss. The best option was to prepare a bishop for development. So the best move was b6, but the reason is not to prepare the bishop for development. We gotta shortly... why cannot I? We gotta shortly see this move. The bishop is not ready to be developed. The bishop cannot go here, would be a free cheese macaroni. If the bishop goes there, is another free cheese macaroni. So please, don't prepare the bishop to go out, right? But why is queen c7 a mistake? The queen is in enemy territory, meaning that it can be dropped. where can the queen go? The queen cannot go here because there is a pawn, cannot go here because of the bishop, not here because of the knight, not here because of the bishop, not here. The only available square is this one. That's why the move b6 is the best move, not to develop the bishop, but to trap the queen. The queen cannot move, so at the next move, we will play the move bishop d6, attacking and winning the trapped queen. That's the reason why queen c7 is a mistake, and that's also why the move knight c6 is a mistake, because in a way we are threatening also bishop here. We're also threatening to take the pawn. This was an interesting move, not really easy to see that this is a blunder, because this is a powerful double threat. Threatening to take here, check, and winning the rook, and the queen is at risk of getting trapped. And white blundered immediately after. Pizza day was not his chess day, okay? Played this, and now the queen can get trapped, this pawn can be taken. Now this is the only good advice. This move is a blunder because permits this fork. So the best move in this position, and that's why knight c6 is a mistake, because it allows this defense. The queen is not trapped anymore, and the queen is defending the fork. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, I have one more example, and it is another game from another of my student. Let's talk about this position really quick. Material is equal. We have 5 pawns, they also have 5 pawns, 2 minor pieces, queen and 2 rooks. Equal material. Black has a bit more weaknesses right now. This pawn is weak, this pawn is weak, this pawn is weak. All the pawns are isolated. So black is a bit worse. But everything is still alright. Material is equal, so everything can still happen. Now, this move is a mistake. Again, the better move was to move a queen to safety. Queen e7 is moving the queen to safety. That's absolutely not the reason why this move is a mistake. Why is this move a mistake? Because there is a hanging pawn on c6. The queen can take this free cheese macaroni. Now the question is, if the queen would move to g6, can this pawn be taken anyway? And the answer is yes, but there is something that black can play in a few moves. So what I want to tell you about the AI coach is that this guy just sees the best engine move in the next move and tries to explain it in words. But sometimes it's completely wrong and completely the wrong information. Here is not about bringing the queen to safety, like black did that. It's about calculating 3 moves in order not to lose a pawn. And if you go with the queen on g6, after queen takes, the rook takes back, black has a strong move. We will see it. The queen is taking, queen takes, rook takes, and now, do you see the move? Knight b4, forking the rook and forking the pawn. Again, this position is still worse for black because all the pawns are very weak. These guys will still be weak, but at least we will be able to capture this pawn at the next move. So material is still equal. The last question to ask here is, okay, but what if queen e7 and we go for knight b4 anyway? Why is this idea not working right now? And that's why you gotta use your own brain while analyzing. Because unfortunately, I hope this AI tool works, improves, but up to now, it's very confusing. So after queen e7, if this pawn is taken, knight b4 doesn't work because the rook is hanging. That's why we need to first move the queen here in order to still kind of protect the pawn. We also have an active idea, which would be to bring this bishop there, trying to threaten checkmate, or this knight there. Now the knight is pinned, so it's not that easy, but it has a double idea. But the main one is we are protecting the pawn, so we can trade the queen and give a fork win back the pawn. Now it's time to talk about how to quickly analyze your games so that you don't risk to learn wrong things or to just get confused. First of all, I want to show you one more reason why the game review is not yet as good as it should be, okay? For you to use it as a great tool. Every time you refresh the page, the moves best, excellent, or miss changes. This is the same game, and now I have suddenly a blunder. Now I have suddenly less excellent moves, and if we refresh, will be every time something different. So don't trust too much the outcome here. It's always different. And the best way is, you see this button? Self-analysis. This is the best thing you can do to yourself. And then, throughout the game, you want to find out moments where the evaluation bar is moving from being more or less equal to being more for you or more for your opponent. In this moment, something critical was missed. Use the evaluation bar to understand which are these moments, and then try to understand what can you learn out of it. Why was that move a mistake? Let's do an example with my game. I will use shortly the game review just to get a graph so we can quickly get an idea of, okay, there are a few moments. So for example, we will use this one. It's not a huge change. Unfortunately, the more you go towards master level and the more there are tiny changes to the eval bar. But okay, let's go over here. Let's go back to the self-analysis. And we need to go at move 23. So apparently my move over here was a mistake. And as you see, you can just understand by going through your game and finding the moment where the eval bar is changing. Now we have to understand why. If I would show you what the AI coach is saying, your best move was to recapture a piece, which is exactly what I just did. The best move was to just recapture the other one. Why? Secret. He wants to keep his secret. David has his own secrets. Now, with the help of the engine, you can try to understand. And this is how I would. So, okay, why is this a bad move? What is the best move? Now black has an in-between move. They can first sacrifice this bishop, take a pawn, and after I recapture, they take back. And now material is equal. I was trying to win a pawn in this. I was a pawn up in this position. This was an important detail. But it's not over. Because after this, what I still want to say, like, okay, but cannot I just sacrifice my bishop as well? This you can also try to calculate on your own. Probably after bishop here, they can also maybe take this, and this is really bad, but engine tells you very clearly, okay, now they take here, attacking the queen, attacking the rook, I lose way more material. So definitely I can't do anything else here than just take back. I lose back a pawn. Since I was a pawn up, position is back equal, but in this position, the advantage is for black because my pawn here is a target, is weak, is isolated, not protected by any other pawn, so black has an easy game from here on. We understood why this move was a mistake. The second part is to understand, okay, what can we do better next time? And like now the engine is helping us again. Again, you could try to use your brain first and then verify with Stockfish. That would be actually the best approach possible. Okay, we can just take back. Now, white has an extra pawn, is not losing the extra pawn. These pawns are doubled, are a bit weak, but still is an extra pawn. So yes, the best move was to recapture a piece, which I actually did, but the real explanation you cannot get with the AI coach. So every time it's not an obvious explanation, the AI coach won't help you. So you gotta try to use your brain and use the tools that we have. Self-analysis is the best tool we have. Your own brain plus stockfish. And that's it. I hope you found this video useful. If yes, remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and go check out this video. YouTube thinks is perfect for you. Let me know in the comments if it's true, if you like it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!